Hi, my amazing planner friends. It's Jess from my Magical Planner, and it is time to set up my weekly actions or my weekly goals for the week of July 15th through the 21st. I do this in my MakseLife Companion Notebook. Now, you don't have to have the MakseLife Companion Notebook to follow along to set your own goals. You can go to the MakseLife website, I believe, and print out stuff if at least they used to. I'm pretty sure it's still there, but I will double check and link it down below if you guys want to be able to print that out. Just to take you through my whole process so you know in case you want to skip to a certain point, because I will timestamp all of this down below. The process I usually go through is to go over last week's goals. Then we will reflect on last week. Usually this part is wrote out. However, I haven't had a chance to do that this week. And then we will set up this week's goals with our monthly goals in mind. So let's go ahead and turn to last week and see how we did. The MakseLife system breaks down all of your goals into 8 categories. So each little box is a different category with an overarching focus and goal in that area. So last week for personal, I had self-care, which is my overarching goal for the month. And in that, I had daily check-ins, mood tracking, and stress tracking. Kind of all daily check-ins for my mental health and making sure that I can do corrective courses. I'm going to give myself partial credit on the daily check-ins because I was doing the mood tracking and the stress tracking. I sometimes wasn't getting the daily check-in, which is where I sit down, evaluate the day, kind of do a check-in, write down what I needed to get done and that type of thing. The mood tracking, I need to catch up on the last 3 days, but I have that wrote down elsewhere, so that's not going to be hard. The stress tracking, I know how that's gone. I just haven't marked the last 3 days. So I'm still going to mark those all off because I will be able to catch up on those in my planner, and I feel like that's really the goal. So overall, I didn't do horrible here. Do I feel like it was helpful? Maybe. Next, we had fun and recreation. My goal was family time. So I wanted a fun family activity and look for a lake day. I was able to combine those and actually take the kids not to a lake, but I did take them to one of the community pools and they had some fun time there at the beginning of last week. So that was really good. Another gold star. For work and learning, I had schedules. So I'm working on making sure I'm scheduling things out and getting them out on time and that kind of thing. So I had plan out this week. That went great. Record videos for main vacation. This is a work in progress because my vacation isn't for a few more weeks, but I need to start recording now so I can get the editing done so that those are all out while I'm gone. And the time tracking didn't happen because I was trying to figure out, well, how much time am I spending on videos? And I think what I came to the conclusion of is that time tracking may not be the right time for it. I may need to wait until fall when things are less chaotic for that really to take a good effect. For family and relationship, I needed to plan out date night because we had date night this last week. I did that. Work on a craft with Emily. So partial credit. We didn't work on a craft, but she wanted to bake something. And so she did her baking things instead because she was more interested in that. And I guess when I think about it, she's been doing a lot of watercolor painting and she ran out of watercolors. And so she had to problem solve, well, what do I do when I don't have any more? And so she came to me and asked me to reorder. We looked and evaluated which one was going to be best for her and ordered her more watercolors. So I think both of those were really good for her. Emily is my youngest daughter, but she's a high functioning, okay. Emily is my youngest daughter. She She does have autism and anxiety, which sometimes interferes with her ability to break tasks down and figure out how to handle them. So this was a good step, I think, for her. As far as health and wellness, guys, I am just doing really bad on this particular area for the last, I don't know, 3 weeks. And so I don't know. I think I need to reframe it, and maybe that would help, but none of these happened. Next was journaling, journal in the morning, and decorate my spreads to kind of entice me to do more of that. I gave myself partial credit because I journaled some mornings. I was trying a morning opposed to an evening for journaling, and I don't think one is better than the other, honestly. I thought mornings would be better, but at least right now and the biggest issue is the schedule. With it being different every day, it's hard for me to get into a routine. As far as finance, which was budget, make a budget spread, and track my spend, both of those happened. It helped I didn't spend very much this last week. As far as physical environment, I am still focusing on my yard and Saturday cleanup. Instead of weeding, we had to do some maintenance on the fire pit and just did some general cleanup. We had to dig out the fire pit because we had so much ash in there. So we did that. General yard tidy totally worked. I haven't hung 2 pictures. Theoretically, I could still do that today, but I don't know that that's going to happen. The printer and ink cartridge to get recycled hasn't happened, and the donation run hasn't happened. All because I just had a bad week. It happens. So we're going to leave it at that. Okay, now for reflections. So we need to have our wins in here. Maybe I'll even mark them with the different colors so I can see what category they fell in. So for personal, I think the checks were a win. And mood tracking. Like, even though it wasn't perfect, I did it and it was helpful. Let's see. That's work and learning. Is this one fun and recreation? I think family time and just making things happen was a win because we did things this week. For financial, since it's right here, I can also say that I made a budget spread, which is a first for me. I did post that on Instagram, so if you want to see it, that's where it is. Oh, made budget spread. Let's see. This one's, oh, that's just the gray. They have a gray and a Moxie gray for physical environment. So for physical environment, the yard went well. We didn't do a ton there, but what we did do is impactful. So I'm going to say yard work was a win. We didn't, even when it was hot, we still did something. Spiritual and personal growth. I don't know that I'm going to put journaling as a win because I don't feel like it was, because I don't think I was consistent enough. And work and learning, the making of the schedule was a big one. Okay, what didn't work? So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to put a dot this time. For financial, working with my husband on the finances. And that is a product of finding time to do it. Oh, this is what worked, not what didn't work. Didn't. Okay, we're just going to swap those. It's fine. Tracking my schedule didn't work. So like time tracking. Didn't work. And everything as far as wellness goes. Just everything. And then finding a good time to journal. Okay, what did work? So I think I'm not going to color code this so much. So what did work? The daily mood tracking, I think, was helpful, as well as stress. Probably the stress more than the mood, to be honest, because it brought awareness to it. Okay, maybe I will put the yellow dot there. Okay, what made this happen with taking them to the pool was looking on Monday and making it a priority. Because what I did is I looked at the weather for the week and went, oh, this is going to be my best day to take them. It's going to be the nicest weather and the best available time slot, and I have everybody home. So looking money and making it a priority. Okay, then we have work and learning. What worked? Pre-planning. So just looking and being like, I need to have these videos done. I was late on getting today's video up because I forgot to upload it. It was edited and everything. I just forgot to upload it because I didn't have it marked down someplace else, and I got time synced and something else just kind of took over my day yesterday, and so that was the day I was supposed to upload it. So pre-planning. What's next? Oh, family. Where's my family one? Where's purple? Oh, there's purple. Which means I didn't mark it for other things. Okay, wins in family were date night, which I didn't spell right. Okay, anyhow. And Emily, independence. What didn't work? Only so much time. And I need to make Emily more of a focus, which I have with some things this week. So as far as what did work, figuring date night in advance. So I wasn't getting to date night and being like, oh, what do you want to do? No, what do you want to do? I just made a plan and we executed. No big deal. There was some small hiccups because my husband had some work things that came up, but we adapted the plan and still made it work. All right. Did I already... I don't have anything I think I can put under here in health and wellness. I don't think the personal growth with the journaling goes under here either. Finance. What I'll say is I've been so stuck on finding the perfect way to track finances that just jumping in, I think, was was what made that work. Just, we'll say jumping in, even when not perfect. And then for physical environment, even though it wasn't like a huge win, just sticking to doing something on Saturday and not being like, oh, it's crazy hot and I'm not feeling great, so we're not going to do it. We just simplified it. So lessons learned. Let's see. My biggest lesson from this week was it's hard to juggle it all. So getting all of this done was really hard. And so maybe I'm pushing too hard. I'm not sure. So I need to figure that out. Like, what is a normal amount to do? And what is the right amount for me? So that's a big lesson learned. Maybe one focus a week, and I need to check in on my goals midweek. Because sometimes what's happening is I don't really check back in too much until the end of the week. And then by the end of the week, say it's Saturday that I'm checking back in, I don't have time to get some of the other things I maybe forgot I needed to do done. So I think that's a big thing. As far as adjustments, I think wellness needs to be my focus this week. Because I just need one win to get me back on track, I feel like. And it just hasn't happened. So we're going to focus on that and on journaling. And the daily check-ins. We need to start with a good plan. Which also means I need to probably schedule some of the wellness things and have them on my calendar so that I'm not like, oh, yeah, maybe I should do that kind of thing. Okay, now that we kind of have our reflections, they're not my most deep whatever reflections, but the reflections. We've thought about a week. Let's think about what we need to do for this coming week to make some of our monthly goals happen. And our monthly goals for July for personal were self-care is our overarching focus, but we want to do daily alone time, relaxation baths. Actually, I've been doing a lot of those this week because my stress level went up, the daily checkings, and the mood track. So I think I'm going to kind of keep what I was doing last week and because it went well. It wasn't stressful because I had everything all in one place. So I'm going to put check-in. And mood tracking. And stress tracking. The biggest thing about the stress tracking, which will probably be through the roof this week, but it allows me to see, okay, today's stress is higher than yesterday's. Why is that? What can I do to alleviate that? And right now, I think that's more important than anything else. As far as fun and recreation, So there are some things happening this week. I'm going to put them under this category kind of as a reminder. So Jared is going to take Megan and Emily to Michigan Adventure. I wish I was going with them, but the day before, I have my parents' 50th wedding anniversary party, which, oh my goodness, the big deal this is. Like, I don't know if it's just gotten out of hand. It may have, because my one sister is planning it. But this thing is huge. Like, it's like a wedding reception at this point, and I'm not sure how to deal with it, because here's the reality. I hate parties. I just hate them. If you wanted to torture me, it would be to say I had to go to a party. So I don't mind like the planning or anything else, but I have severe social anxiety, and I hate being in large groups. My ADHD doesn't handle a party well. I can't talk to that many people, and then my general anxiety goes off the rails. So I hate parties, but I have a party this week. So just to survive that, I think, is kind of a goal. We're going to put survive. Yeah, we're just going to leave it at that. For work and learning, I think I'm going to give myself 2 things. We're not going to worry about the tracking of time, because I just don't think it's going to happen this week. So my work and learning kind of goals were to plan out each week and track YouTube time. So let's put plan out week. And I think I have enough edited to be almost a week ahead. So try to upload for 2 weeks. And then if I can do that, then I can really get ahead for that vacation. For family and relationships, I'm only putting my one thing down this week. And it's because I have to. Make slide show for anniversary party. I've been needing to do this. I've been delaying. But I have a ton of photos to go through. I've put them all in order. I've cropped and oriented them so they look nice. Now I just got to do the weeding down and putting it to music portion, which shouldn't be, it'll be a thing, but you know. Okay, for health and wellness, we are just going to do 2. Water bottle and morning walks. Because if I can do those 2 things, I think I will just overall feel better. I feel very, like, everything just kind of hurts right now. And I know part of that is, oh, there's a 3rd thing we have to put on here. Sorry. Part of that is just my general health. And my inflammation seems to be up right now. And I think the water will help with that. And the movement helps with the arthritis stuff. So we'll be doing those things. We're also switching meds this week. So they are switching my intestinal meds. So we've talked about a bunch of different things, but I'm on a very high dose of an acid inhibitor. We're going to try a different one because I'm nauseous all the time. And so we're going to try a different one. as well as a nerve pain med to help with some of the pain involved with all that. If this doesn't work, then we try another med, but it's more of a pain to use because it's on the controlled substances, and if I can stay off of that, I think it would be nice. So this is our next rock. We're switching to a acid inhibitor that has some nausea med qualities. They could also put me on an additional med just to control the nausea, but we're going to see if this works first, because the fewer meds I have to take, the happier I'll be. Spiritual and personal growth, I'm just going to say journal daily. And we're going to try and make that happen. For financial, I need to schedule a time, I think, to just sit down with my husband. To do financial check-in. Okay, and then physical environment. We will not have a Saturday cleanup because we have the party. So I'm not going to worry about that. But I can put on here the 3 things that I've been meaning to do and haven't done. Which is recycle, printer, and donation run. I think what needs to happen with these is I just need to pick a day that I'm going to do each one of them. Printer, and hang up pictures, because I have 2 pictures that just need to be rehung. And if we can do those, I think I will feel like I've done something this week. Okay, I think that's everything. If you guys have any questions about stuff, feel free to ask me down below. And we'll take it from there. So anyhow, that's everything. And I hope you guys enjoyed it, that it was helpful to you. And until next week, I'll see you real soon.